I have monetized tying knots, selling my feet, Facebook groups, blog posts, t-shirts, and so much more. But I still had problems with believing that I could monetize anything. But J-Ryze believes you can monetize literally anything at any time. So, can you explain why you think that? Like, I think this is very interesting. You always tell our clients that they could monetize air. Canadian Air does it. Trash, New York Trash, and Pet Rocks. So please inform us.
It's true. All that stuff has been monetized.
It's true. They're actual businesses. You can Google.
I mean, honestly, like, what more proof do you need than that? If you look at every business that existed since the dawn of time, since caveman days, it's ridiculous what's been monetized, right? There's cuddling businesses and stuff. Like you said, the Pet Rocks, the Canadian Air, the New York Trash. Like, how many businesses have existed since the beginning of time? How many things have people monetized?
A bajillion.
Yeah. Like how is this even an issue? Like, end the podcast, wrap it up. It's over.
Okay, well then can you explain how? Like how
monetize what? Dominatrixes like beat you and stomp on your balls and shit? Like,
yes.
Literally whatever.
Yeah.
You can monetize used panties. You can monetize whatever. You can have an image consultant come to your home and redo your wardrobe.
Yeah.
You can have a recondo come and make you throw stuff out. Or the 1-800-GOT-JUNK guys can come take away your trash. Monetized.
Yeah, okay.
It's a joke.
So do you think those companies like the examples we've given, do you think they got lucky or was just marketing? Or how were they actually successful?
So they're successful because money is a side effect of value. It's a side effect of service. It's a side effect of energy. Anyone who's able to engage in a valuable service or product of some kind, and they're convinced of the value, and their market or tribe or audience also perceives the value, then you can have a monetary exchange. People happily exchange money for things they perceive as valuable.
Yeah, but why would anybody buy trash that other people found off of New York City? I mean, this is a real business.
Sure. Like, but it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to get it.
No, I do not.
I don't get why people pay to get their balls stomped on.
Fair.
Makes no sense to me. But I don't have to get it. I don't have to get it.
All right.
I don't have to get it. The Earth has 8 billion people on it. If you can find 1,000 people, 10,000 people, whatever, out of a tiny percent of these 8 billion people who will pay for it, you've got a sustainable business. As long as they buy it once in a while, those 10,000 people keep you going.
Okay, so it's more about the audience.
Yeah, we don't have to get it.
Than the people, than what they're selling, than the bullshit thing they're selling. Like Canadian Air literally sells cans of Canadian Air.
Right, but the people who made it don't think it's bullshit.
No, of course not. They believe in it, right?
They had an idea. They got it off the ground. That is not an easy task. Just so everyone's clear, you must believing in something enough to bring it to life is already huge. And then their audience believed it too. Their audience saw the value too.
So someone had to see the value before they could monetize.
Yeah, look at crypto and NFTs. Look at any scammer, Ponzi scheme, whatever, MLM.
Right.
They can monetize it. How do they monetize it? They monetize it the same way everything is monetized. They provide a value or a service that others perceive as valuable, and then money gets exchanged.
Right. Okay, so
it's not complicated. Money is always a side effect of value, service, and energy, right? Perceived value, perceived service, and perceived energy.
Okay, so do you think this goes along with the whole do what you love and you can monetize what you love? Because I love having conversations with you. This is probably one of my favorite parts of our relationship.
Sure.
So can I monetize having conversations with my partner?
Well, like I said in the beginning, how many things have been monetized since the beginning? Since the dawn of civilization?
Bajillions.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah. And it was all stuff people loved.
Okay.
Even if they only loved it for 6 months. If you love it for 6 months, you can monetize it for 6 months. You can monetize anything, even stuff you don't love.
Yeah, lots of people do.
Yeah.
So then what's the trick? What's the thing to get?
It's not a trick. It's a law of the universe.
So okay. So for instance, I had, before we met, I had an eBay business and I resold things. Went to Goodwill, did research on the things that I saw that looked interesting to see what other people were selling them for, and what they were pricing for, how often they were sold, and this is how I decided what to buy.
Sure.
And I like the probably one of the best things I ever bought was I bought a pair of old white Doc Marten boots for $3 in pretty good condition. I took them home, I cleaned them up, and then I put them on eBay and sold them for like 60 or 70 bucks.
Way to turn a profit.
Yeah.
Well done.
Plus shipping.
Right. I'm sure your buyer was happy.
Yeah.
Right.
But like another person, when I first started that business, I was like, how is anyone going to want to buy old shit from Goodwill? People are giving it away. But like you go to any thrift store and they're usually packed. They're pretty busy. But that was something that I didn't even have to like work at marketing or anything. But our other businesses like coaching, I had a hell of a hard time for me selling that versus the Doc Martens. So is it like you're saying the value, but was it the product because I had a product and versus coaching, which wasn't an actual product, or was it me and my beliefs and I just felt shitty and crunchy or?
Well, I think you know the answer. But like now you're talking about a profitable business, right? Like you want a profitable business.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And so with the eBay one, you were able to turn a profit, and with the coaching one, you weren't, or whatever. So
I mean, not in comparison to the two, one made way more. Yeah,
sure, but just examine it, right? Where's the service, the value, and the energy? Like where's the perceived value in each one? So with the shoe one, would you say eBay is a bustling, crowded, thriving marketplace?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say it has hungry, interested buyers who are eagerly typing in white Doc Martens or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you went to sell your coaching, did you have an eBay, a bustling private marketplace where people are typing in, how do I
No.
get coaching for XYZ or whatever?
Right. No, we did not.
Right. So would you say that the value in service, the perceived value and the perceived service is abundantly clear in both cases? Or would you say it was way clearer in one and way less clear in the other?
It was clearer in one because, and there was people that were looking for what I was selling versus the coaching. I had to reach out to people and see if they wanted to come into our group and offer them free stuff for them to, and then at the end, they were already sold because they had a week of free coaching with us and they knew what we offered.
Right. So did you make sure to give more and more free demos to keep that profit going? Because they were already sold, right?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
With eBay, all you had to do was find more white Doc Martens and put them online.
Right.
With the coaching, you had to give away a free demo, and then people would be pre-sold. They would be ready to buy.
Yes.
They would become like the Doc Marten buyers.
Right.
Only after the free demo.
Right.
So did you then become obsessed and hyper-focus on getting as many free demos away as you can?
No.
Because that's what results in the pre-sold people.
No, I didn't.
So seems like this simple logic. Like you sound like you had money right there. If the steps to provide value and service with the Doc Martens is to go find out what's popular and go find them for $3 and then polish them and then sell and then put them online. If that's the steps to get an eager buyer, like one of your tribe, to buy, great. Then you do it over and over and you make money. If the steps for the coaching are slightly different, it doesn't matter. It's still the same thing. You still have steps. You got to put together the coaching package and give them a free sample or a free demo or get them on the call or whatever and impress them, and then they're pre-sold at the end.
Right.
These are the steps.
Yeah.
Did every single pair of shoes or thing eBay sell? Every single one?
Not every single one.
Right. Some didn't. Some didn't buy it, right?
Right.
Right. And so same with this. With that, you go do the steps, and maybe like it doesn't work out for the shoes, and maybe it doesn't work out for the coaching for that call or whatever. But then you just do another one, and that one's gonna work, right? Like if you do enough of them, unless you don't think your coaching was valuable,
or your coaching looks amazing,
or they couldn't see the value in it.
No, there's so many startups out there that are struggling, and this is who we were helping.
But they would see, sure, but
Right.
would they see the value once the free demo was done?
Yes.
Right. It's kind of like those bakeries and little food samples in the supermarket where their job is to get as many people walking by to try the cheese or the meat or whatever.
Yeah, and the sample.
Appetizer, as the sample as possible.
Right.
They're not fussed. They're not paid. They're not like, oh no, I can't monetize this. How do I monetize? This is crazy.
They're just like passing out
the
samples.
more free samples, the more I'm going to sell. That's all there is to it. It's fine if this person doesn't bite or that person doesn't take, or they just take it and steal it and go. They don't get fussy about that. They know the steps.
Mm-hmm.
The steps are provide a service, demo it for free or give us free sample. And then the more people that try the sample, the more likely someone's going to be pre-sold and be like, you know what? Yeah, this is valuable and I'm happy to exchange money for this. The supermarket people do fine. Those products do fine. Those samples do fine.
Right.
Your Doc Martens did fine. Your coaching could have done too.
Okay,
but you have to follow the logical steps.
So for those people out there that want to write a blog or have a YouTube series or channel or a podcast even, those steps would be different from the eBay or the supermarket or there are no samples to give out.
The individual nuances of the steps are different, but the overall steps are the same. If I give 10 chefs an instruction to cook a dish, all of those 10 chefs are going to have 10 different kitchens and 10 different tools, and they're all going to do it their own way. And they'll be like, oh, all the steps are different. Every chef has to do different steps. It's really complicated, man. Life is hard. Oh my God, cooking is so difficult. But no, all the steps ultimately are the same. All of them have to take those ingredients, combine them together in some fashion or ratio, heat them for some amount of time, chill them for some amount, whatever, change their temperature, put them together on the plate them somehow and present them, and then you have your meal. And all 10 chefs are going to be doing those steps.
Yes.
And I'm not picky at exactly how they do it. Right? And same goes for every business person or everyone looking to monetize something. Whether it's your Doc Martens, like an intangible service like coaching, the steps are ultimately the same. It's like have a tribe, have a niche or some kind of differentiating factor. Rank your tribe's desires or know what their desires are, right? If they're looking to save money because of the pandemic and they're not looking to buy stuff, that's good to know. You should be aware of your tribe's desires.
Right. Not
being aware of them means you're like, oh, how come they're not buying or whatever? It's like they're panicked about other stuff. You need to know what about people. It's
right.
A little bit of psychology or like empathy or knowing about other human beings is kind of essential.
Right.
Then you need to have a hook, because attention is the first precious thing that people can give you. Way before money, you need attention. You need their attention. And you need to hold their attention long enough to make it through a purchase. Otherwise, they get distracted and bounce. Whatever, this isn't for me or something.
Right.
So then you need a hook of some kind. Sometimes your hook could be simple, like a kid's lemonade stand on a boiling hot day. It's like the hook is, ain't no other juice places around. We're in the middle of a park and you're thirsty.
It's hot AF. Right.
Or the hook is, I got white Doc Martens. You're searching for white Doc Martens. Ta-da. Like, this is enough of a hook, simple hook. But different services require a different hook. Your coaching might require a different hook. Coaching is a dime a dozen. Do I really need this? Like, I haven't tried it before. I haven't seen the value. It's like, what makes you different? Why is this worth my time and attention? Do you have a funny meme to like grab me? Do you have a free giveaway? Do you have something? Like, what is the hook, right? Then once you have a hook, then you put together some kind of presentation or package. Like the sample in the supermarket, they try to get attractive people to give away the samples, or elderly old ladies who are hard to say no to or whatever.
Right.
They do.
I know. I'm laughing because it's true.
Right. If you buy a package of something, package of gum, they're trying to be like neon colors or eye-catching colors or something. They're trying their best to give a presentation.
To be different and stand out.
Yeah. If you serve a meal or make a cocktail, like you want the cocktail to have like an umbrella in it or be smoky or something.
Something different to stand out.
Yeah. And if you're on Instagram or social, like what does your feed look like? What does your grid look like? Does it show who you are? Does it sell the value? Does it present the value? If you're on eBay, like it's your thumbnails and your title and the search terms and the whatever. Like,
yeah,
I don't care where you are. You need a hook, and then you need a grid, like a presentation, a chunk of something to present to people.
Right.
Once you have that, you need to get that thing in front of people. Right. So far, we've just talked about setting up.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah.
Polishing your brand, your niche, your market, whatever. finding your tribe, something. But now you need to get it in front of them. They're busy. They're off doing their own thing. Even though people in the supermarket have to like flag you down, sir, would you like to try this thing? No, whatever. Or the people in the corner giving away the free chocolate bars or energy drinks or whatever.
Right.
Online, it's like free giveaway at the end of the podcast or YouTube or whatever, or whoever comments first gets XYZ, or for this time only, today only, free whatever, or you've been selected to win or whatever. Like, it's like something. You need to get your crowd's attention. And you can even do it with other things, right? Just make some funny memes or jokes about your industry or about your product or about your service. And it might get in front of people, it might get shared, it might go viral, right? A lot of times Coke will just make a commercial about a polar bear or like a Santa Claus or something, and it makes people happy inside and warm inside. And like, that's enough to keep them top of mind or keep people's attention on them, or spike their sales upwards. And so you need to get whatever your offer is, whatever your service is, whatever your value is, in front of other people, and start building up interest and building up attention and building up eyeballs. And as that goes, as you have more and more interested parties, you can then make an offer to the interested parties. You've given them the free sample, you've got their attention, you've hooked them, whatever. You can be like, hey, would you like to buy XYZ?
Right.
And people buy emotions. They buy from other people. They're trying to buy a new reality. If they're a hot, scorching summer day and they walk past a lemonade stand, they're not really buying the lemonade. They're buying a new version of themselves that has their thirst quenched, and they're cool and they're refreshed, and they have a story to share, and it felt amazing, and they helped a child all at the same time. Like, they're buying this whole reality is what they're buying. When people buy your White Doc Martens, they're not buying White Doc Martens. They're buying style and status, like something that's going to make them feel better. Or they're buying
story.
the eBay story of finding these on eBay.
Right.
Or they're buying a replacement for their last Doc Martens, or whatever it is. They're buying an emotion. And so this is why you build up interest in an audience and a tribe of people who like what you're offering. They like you. They like your stuff. They like your vibe. They like your brand. They like your reputation. And even if it's impersonal, like on eBay, they at least like the fantasy that you're selling. Like, they like the feeling they're gonna get from buying that product.
Right.
And so that's the last step, basically, is you can make your juicy offer. Well, hopefully you're like following up with them or keeping them engaged along the way with touch points and interactions.
Touch points and top of mind and all that stuff, content.
But you need less as a eBay seller and more as a coaching seller, but it doesn't matter. It's still the same steps. And then you might have to overcome their objections at the end or whatever.
Yeah, actually,
but that's it.
Actually, it's kind of the same thing. And you're right, because so for eBay, your photo, because you're allowed to have a bunch of photos, but your main photo, when you're scrolling through the site, you have to have a photo that stands out. You have to have a headline that stands out, and your description has to stand out. These things, also your shipping thing stands out. So it's the same thing as what you're saying. It's just a bit tweaked. It's a bit different.
So these steps: a tribe of hungry people, a niche or differentiator, know their desires, rank their desires so you know what you're talking about.
Right.
Create a hook, like something that's going to hook them and get their attention.
Right.
Put together your presentation or your content grade or your chunk or whatever.
Right.
Sure, whatever it is, some kind of presentation. Then you got to outreach or get shared or go viral or reach people. You got to reach people somehow.
Reach people somehow. Right.
Like,
yeah.
You chose your tribe back in step 1. Step 6, you got to reach people.
Be social.
Reach people. So every business you look at, if they're going to survive, they're reaching people all the time.
Yes.
And they get nervous when they're not reaching people. And as anyone should.
Yes.
You have to reach people. You cannot sit buried in a closet at home praying and hoping someone's going to magically save you. You have to do the steps of business, just like a chef has to do the steps of cooking. And then, you keep them engaged with interactions and follow-ups and touch points, top of mind. You don't get too attached. I don't need the sale right now. You just keep a good vibe between people.
Right.
They'll remember your brand or your company. You'll pop up on their feed again, something.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, you start making offers because they're like you, they know you, they're used to you. They know if this person provides value, they've given me free samples.
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to support them. And when they make an offer, I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah.
Seriously consider it. And if you skip any of these steps, you won't get the money.
Right.
Like, at least not, you won't get a profitable business. You can win the money through a lottery and other stuff like that. But if we're talking about the process of business, just like the process of cooking, just how it goes.
Right. Right. A lot of people say that you can monetize any hobby, you can monetize anything. Yeah. Most people who have a successful business, I've heard people say to me, yeah, they say that because they are successful, so they think that they can anybody can monetize.
No, they see that because you can cook any food.
Right. So
like, okay, maybe you can't cook a blender, but you can cook any food.
Yeah.
No one's trying to trick you here. This isn't I successfully cooked something, so you can successfully cook something. That's why I'm saying
right.
This. No, you're saying it because it's universal. It's a universal law.
Right.
You can cook any food. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
It's just water. It's water.
Sure.
You can boil it. I don't know. You can volcano any food. Like you can. It's just saying like you can heat stuff until it's a different form. Basically, I don't know. Like it's not rocket science here. And you can monetize anything.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. And it's funny because I just remembered this video I saw once on TikTok. There's this chef who takes like junk food and makes it gourmet.
There you go.
And he takes it and recooks it, and he's monetized himself doing this.
It's a perfect example. Not only does he know you can cook anything,
yes,
he knows you can monetize anything too. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Brilliant.
Okay, so then why are so many people afraid to monetize their hobbies or afraid to even try? Like, I've had experience talking to moms who are desperate for extra money, or they're single, or like they're struggling and they have something really great. They have something really great about themselves, a hobby or whatever, but they're scared. So
bimbo coaching? That seems pretty great.
It is. It was pretty great.
Or how about like kinky t-shirts?
These are
pretty great.
These are my failed businesses that he's mentioning.
Yeah. So that's better, right?
Yes. But I don't even mean that, because we went in on businesses. We were doing the things. I'm talking about people who, okay, so I'm specifically thinking of someone we both know. I don't want to call her out or anything. We both know this beautiful woman. She was a sex worker. She gave up, but she's really sweet and really kind, and she could be an advocate. She had an issue with breast implants, and I really have encouraged her to like monetize, not the actual illness or whatever she had, but like
her advocacy.
Yeah, her advocacy to get out there and help people. But she seemed like afraid. I know she's got personal stuff going on, but there's always a fear of, I don't know how to do this. I can't do this. No one's going to want my XYZ. I know another girl who makes jewelry who's terrified to put it out there. And it's really good. It's really good stuff. So why is there this fear?
Well, let me ask you, like, have you ever been afraid to start something, or your children have been afraid to start something like swimming or, I don't know, sword fighting or...
I mean, I know lots of people. Yeah, I know lots of people are afraid of stuff.
Right, but these are basic things, right?
Yeah.
If to most other people, swimming doesn't sound that scary.
No,
riding a bike doesn't sound that scary. Dancing doesn't sound that scary. And it sounds ludicrous to act like it's a big deal or it would be difficult to pull off. Right? To most people, it's like, hello, that's the most basic thing you could learn. Like,
sure,
you learn to walk, you learn to talk, you can learn to ride a bike, you can learn to swim. Like, come on. There's only a few people who are like, no, it's super, this is crazy trauma or whatever.
Right.
But with money, it's the opposite. Most people act like monetizing things or creating a sustainable, profitable business is traumatic, like someone who drowned, or like someone trying to learn to swim, or like most people act towards money the way those few people act towards swimming. You got what I'm saying?
I do.
And so, but it's silly. Like the steps of making money, like I just outlined, like a profitable business, are so basic and so simple, and people have been doing them since caveman times. with New York Trash and Pet Rocks and Canadian Air. You can do it with whatever, like a kid's lemonade stand. This is nothing, right? It's like swimming, but most people act like dipping their toe in the water or wading into the deep end is going to be the end of the world, and so they just crumble, like mentally, emotionally, physically. They cannot perform the steps. Those 8 steps I just outlined, they're going to get stuck on one of them and not do it right. For example, your coaching, I asked you, like, did you get them pre-sold? You're like, yes, I got them pre-sold once they got a call, which is basically like the girl in the market giving out the free sample system of 5 or 6.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so then you know it works and you know what step you're on. Did you double down and nail this step? Now, did you fall off the wagon here? Did you half-ass it? Did you do it poorly? Did you get scared?
There was a step that was required for that I hate.
Okay, well, whatever. Did you hire someone to do that step?
No.
Did you ask for kids to do that step?
No.
Did you tell your mentor that step was causing a problem that I can't do? Yeah, so then it's like someone wading into the shallow end and being like too scared to go in the deep end. And it's like, did you do anything to get past this? Because for you to swim, you have to get into the deep end. Here's where you are, ready. You're at the deep end step. Did you do a single thing to handle this step? No. And so for whatever reason, mental, emotional, physical, I'm physically disabled, I can't, I don't know, whatever. For whatever reason, you got stuck on this step and you're wondering where the money is. Well, the money is in the next 3 steps. You would have had it.
Okay.
You just had to nail this step.
All right.
Rise Kink. We were giving away free samples in the marketplace. Did you have someone paying for all the shirts?
Yes.
Did you have someone who was encouraging you to give them away free?
Yes.
Did they ever put a limit on how many you could give away free?
No, but it was my dumbass fault for not asking.
Whatever.
Yes.
But you see what I'm saying? It's the same step.
Yes.
You had the same thing that the people in the supermarket have. You had a bunch of free samples that will lead to sales.
Yes.
If you just get enough people on the hook. Because the thing is, you have to provide value to humanity. It's service. You have to provide service and value, and it needs to be clear. And it needs to get testimonials. It needs other people to be buzzing about it. It needs people to be showing off their shirt or their sample, or like telling, like, I had the best food in the supermarket today. You got to try it. Like, you have to be serving humanity. And if you do it once or twice, this is not acceptable for a profitable business. And so, like I said, just like swimming, there's a few steps you got to go through to become a swimmer, even a basic swimmer, to float or whatever. And you have to do them. And if you get stuck on any of them, you don't get the money. You don't get to be a swimmer.
Yeah. Okay. So
people are scared of it.
So for me, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, a lot of this stuff. So I've had 13 businesses, and some of them, actually, I made profit on all of them.
Great.
But something stopped me or whatever. So I think for me, some of the stuff that I did, I felt comfortable doing. So my oldest child is an extremely talented person. She's plays piano like pretty good and could really make money from this thing. She feels very secure in her talent. She knows she's good. She's been studying since she was 5. The other person that I know that makes jewelry, she's only been doing it a few months. So, and they're both terrified to monetize their thing. And so for me, I would think the person that doesn't know what they're doing, this is the reason why. Like, oh, I've only been doing this a few months. I'm insecure. I don't feel like my talent is or my skills are good enough to make money. But this other person who's been doing it for 25 years is still terrified that they're not good enough and they're not. So this goes deeper than the beliefs of the 8 steps, no? Because if you can't even get past your own, like, I'm good enough to learn these skills and get better, like the jewelry person, or I've had these skills for 25 years.
Sure. I mean, I could give you a picture book with 8 pages that shows the 8 steps of swimming, right? Dip your toe in the water, practice holding your breath underwater,
Your face,
do your first stroke, put your face in the water.
Learn how to kick,
Learn to kick. Try it in the shallow and back and forth with flies.
Yeah.
You do some treading water, and then try it in the deep end, like, whatever. So there's your 8 steps of swimming.
Right.
Literally, like, I don't know what % of the population of all 8 billion people on Earth can pull this off, but it's super basic. Like, anyone can learn to swim, really, honestly. This is not there are like amputees and people with illnesses and all sorts of disadvantages.
Babies can do that. I literally learned when I was 6 months old. So yeah.
Yeah. So I could give you this picture book of 8 steps.
Right?
The steps are not the problem, right? Steps are easy.
No, I guess.
Steps is quick,
right. Yeah.
And take the ingredients of
Fair play.
Yeah.
The actual steps are not the problem.
Nothing to do with anything.
Right?
They are so simple and so easy.
Mhm.
Cooking, riding a bike, swimming, selling. These are like since caveman times basic things.
Right.
But if I show that picture book to someone who's
Like had CPR and
had issues,
and water a little long. Yeah, I got you. Water.
they might never get in again. Literally never again. They'll go to their grave without learning how to swim.
Yeah.
Or someone who burned themselves, not even a 3rd degree burn, just a burn,
They're traumatized.
one tiny burn, and they're like, I'm never cooking again.
Mhm.
Or it's super hard, or I don't know how people do this, or whatever beliefs you have, right? Whatever mental and emotional issues you have around this topic. And I don't know how you got them. Maybe you got them from like generational curses or something. Maybe you were born with them. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. Anyone who lets those beliefs and that attitude towards something basic like swimming or riding a bike or cooking stop them doesn't deserve to learn it. Like they don't deserve the money. People don't deserve the money if they're not going to chill out about selling, realize it's an 8-step process of ease and people have done it since forever, and just go try it. Like get your feet in the water and don't get stuck on a step and ask help if you need it and whatever. Like it's you know what I mean? Like, and anyone who's that traumatized, no offense, like I want to help them and I want to help, but I can help till I'm blue in the face and they're just still not doing it. Like I helped you so much and you still would never give away the free stuff. You still got stuck on step 6. Shirts not given away, coaching not given away, demos not given away, none of it given away. But I'll give away stuff all day long. Like I'll do emails for our landlord and I'll go make a website for him. And I don't care if I get paid. Like I'm just happy to do stuff. I made him a gift on Christmas. Like I'll teach you a billion lessons. I don't care if you ever pay me back. Like it's not about that, right? It's about service. It's about serving humanity. And if you get stuck at the offers and the outreach and or the follow-ups or whatever, because of your mental or emotional trauma, like I want to help you, but nothing anyone can do will help you. No one can make you get back in the water.
Yeah.
If they do, you'll just bite their arm off and like chicken scream and whatever.
Right. Okay. All right. Well,
So I can't make anyone learn the basics of monetization and profitable business.
all right.
But if they really want to learn it, hopefully they'll just pay attention, listen close, and go practice. Get over their hump, get over their issue, knuckle down and do it. Or if you need to go to like CAMH or some mental health therapist or whatever to get your shit together about this topic and then come back and try business, do that. I don't know what you got to do, but
For any Americans watching, he means the mental hospital.
yeah.
No.
Or psychotherapist or whatever.
No, wasn't CAMH. That's
CAMH.
that's what I'm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this makes a lot of sense, and you wrote an amazing article about mental health.
I did because I care.
Yeah, and it's actually the things in that article that you wrote. I'll link it into the description because it's really good. You wrote this, and it was
all about money.
It was all about. It's the funny thing about that article is it's all about money and mental health. But if you take all those steps, there's 50, 59, something like chunks of the article. Every single one of them you can take and put towards any mental health issues. It's not really about money. Our business was to help women, empower women to make money with their content. But literally, those articles for anything, doesn't matter what your mental health thing is about. Okay, so there's a lot of gurus out there who are trying to teach people kind of this stuff as well, but not all of them, but a lot of them, it feels like when I watch their content and I watch how they sell this, there's some of them who it feels genuine, like you, like I want to help. They offer free stuff. They feel like really real. And then there's some that just feel like this is how I made money off of your insecurities, off of your anxieties and your fear of money. And so I'm going to feed into that and teach you what I did, teach you what I learned, the guru, and sell the thing that they're selling, whatever their program is. just for them to make money. They don't seem to really care.
This is a question.
Yeah, I'm getting to the question.
I don't know. It's like a story.
So do you think there a lot of them give a lot of conflicting advice? So this is my point. A lot of gurus out there give a lot of conflicting business advice. And sometimes it feels like it's for the guru more than it is for the person. So do you think that all this different advice out there, like this is helpful for all these people, or is it harming them?
Well, so let me ask you a question. If you want to learn to cook and there were 10 chefs all selling their system,
Mm-hmm.
one was selling tools plus a book, the other one was selling a video series, the other one was selling like his way of doing it. One of them was just selling the overall basics of cooking with no particular dogma.
Uh-huh.
Are all those chefs valuable to the world?
Great question.
Are some people going
Great question.
Are some people going to
Okay.
learn from the video guys? Some are going to like to learn from the book and tools guys. Some are going to like to learn from the super basics of cooking with no dogma. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Your point is taken. Like everybody, all of them are valuable to
yeah,
different people.
No,
No. I don't.
I don't really like the gurus who like sell their system and try to scam people out of their insecurity, and you know what I mean.
The people who are saying this is the only way.
Right. Or like this is the easiest way that will work for you. Like,
Yeah.
it might not work for you. You might like to cook a different way.
Yeah.
But I don't judge them and I don't hate on them and I don't think they're not valuable. If people want to give money for that, they're perceiving value, and eventually, like if they scam enough people, then they'll get, the market will like hate them. Like they'll get hit pieces written about them, and no one's gonna trust them anymore or whatever.
Oh,
It's fun to scheme it and
right. Well, I just want to point out too, since you said that, like your 8 steps that you were saying, like this, you're not saying this works for everyone and everything under the sun, are you? Or are you saying?
Yeah, I'm saying if you go look at all of those gurus teaching money making,
Okay.
you'll see my 8 steps there. Just like if you go look at all of the chefs, they all have their different methods, but you're gonna see
The 8 basics.
gather ingredients, combine ingredients, like cook ingredients or whatever
steps. Yes. We're not a
translate perfectly.
you're not a chef. I got you.
8 steps
The
of
basics.
chefing are gonna be common to all the chefs.
Fair play.
Someone who's teaching the universal common steps of cooking or of swimming, you can go to a billion different coaches and gurus. Those steps will always be there, and they're really all you need to get started. So I don't mind if you have a particular person you want to learn from and you don't like my style or whatever, but I got news for you. You're still learning the same 8 steps I just outlined.
Yeah, and in fact, a lot of them, it's not a hate or anything, but a lot of them will leave out some of those steps
Yeah, that's
to teach you. And I've seen this over and over. I've studied these people.
because they just focused on like, I finally started making money when I was doing outreach. Outreach is everything. Outreach is the number 1 step, and it's like,
It's the
so then
only way.
Then people go try doing the outreach, but they don't have a tribe. They don't have a niche or a differentiator. They haven't refined their hook or to get attention, which is super important. And so now they can't get attention, and they're trying to do outreach, but no one pays any attention. And they're like, why isn't it working? The guru said it would work.
Because you don't have a niche.
Right, because when people learn, when people finally hit their flow and they're like, haha, I finally started making profit, they usually get focused on the last step or last 2 steps that they did.
The thing that,
And they're like, that was the turning point. And they're like, I'm going to go teach this to other people. This is not a healthy way to teach. If you're going to teach someone properly, you need to teach start to finish, the holistic, all steps involved. And make sure you don't overemphasize one or the other, because the student's going to need to actually go through all the steps. And so when I taught you, anytime you were stuck on a step, I would take a moment out and teach that step until you got all 8 steps. Again, though, even knowing all 8 steps doesn't mean you're going to make money. Like I said, it's not really about the steps. You need to learn them, but it's like fluff. If you're going to get stuck on step 5, 6, 7 or whatever, then you're screwed anyways. And so even though I taught you everything, if you mentally or emotionally get stuck, you're screwed. And you have to go back to the mental health thing and fix that and figure out why you can't get over this step, or why you can't do the outreach, or why you can't hire somebody or partner up with an intern or something. Like, you got to find out what's stopping you and solve it, right?
Right. 100%. So, okay. So, the other day I was watching a guru that we both know, Story.
Mm-hmm.
And someone asked a business question. I don't remember what it was. And his answer was, I'd rather build a personal brand. And so I brought that question here because I waited because I knew we were going to talk about this. So what's the difference between a business and a personal brand?
Okay, so the word brand triggers a whole bunch of people. Like people get confused about it or worried about it, concerned about it.
Exactly.
And actually, I was talking to a longtime client of mine recently who was very concerned about their brand. And at first, it was a bit hard for me to understand, like, why are you so concerned about your brand? But it all clicks into place. It all becomes much clearer and much easier to understand if every time someone says the word brand, you replace it with the word reputation. Because reputation is a basic, common English word that people know. It's longer, more syllables, but brand is just a fancy word for reputation. What are you known for? What is your reputation in the market, right? In the public eye, what is your brand? Kim Kardashian has a brand, right?
Yeah, and she has businesses.
And she's known for that, right? And she can deviate from that brand or try to change her reputation, right?
Right.
But people, her fans know her for that reputation, and they don't like it when she deviates from that reputation. Eminem is known for a certain brand, a certain reputation of like angry rap.
Right.
He put out a ballad, like a few ballads and like a really chill album, and people hated it. His fans and tribe like rebelled. Great.
Yes.
They were not pleased. And, whatever, should they not? I don't know. But like, it's because he was trying to change his reputation or deviate from his reputation, and he didn't plant seeds or prime his audience at all. So it was very shocking to them. They didn't get to see like a slow transition of Eminem into ballads or whatever. It was like anger rap, anger rap, anger rap. What is this? Like,
yeah.
And so he just deviated from his reputation, right?
Right. Where Gaga did the same thing, but she did what you said. She planted the seeds, and kind of help transition her fans into reach
a bit of her country,
her genre. Yeah.
It's all good, but the point is, if you replace the word brand with reputation, a lot of questions go away.
As soon as you said it, it made complete sense to me, and I understand now. Of course, and the client that you're talking about, also using that word, flipping it for reputation, makes more sense to me with what the situation.
A lot of people are really concerned about their image, about how they look, about their reputation, about how they're known. And who runs businesses? People. Yeah.
With reputation.
People who care about reputation for their business. Even I care about it. We all care about it.
Yeah.
But if you want people to come to you in the market, like, if two people in the market were offering you bubblegum, one of them was a stranger, and the other one was like a famous personality on TV who had a reputation of providing good service and good products. Like, they have a rep, they have a brand, and the other one has brandless, like just reputationless.
Right.
Who are you buying from?
The dude with the rep or the person with the reputation.
Right. And so it's good to build up a brand. It's very, 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 very powerful and wise. But there are dark sides and cons and weaknesses to building a brand, which is sometimes you get boxed in by your fans and it gets hard to like shift your brand or move your reputation. Other times we get too obsessed about our brand or reputation, and now we are creatively crippled and we're unsatisfied in life and we can't grow because we're not willing to take risks with our brand and our reputation and so on and so forth.
Sure, I got you. Okay. So like our brand / reputation, actually.
Well, we've changed it often, but my brand.
But ours is always the same.
My personal brand has always been the same.
But, and yours has always been to Rise, whatever.
Yeah, J-Ryze.
Yeah.
My name is always that.
Right.
Anything I'm doing, you will see that in action.
Right.
And so I'm not too worried about when I try other endeavors because that core is always running through it. And I could defend it. Like, I could justify it. I could stand for it. Like, oh, Jay, you're the Bimbo Whisperer now? What is that? And like, that didn't go so well, or that, what the hell? Weird reputation. No, man.
You were still trying to rise up with the girls.
Yeah, I'm always about elevating people. And has anyone elevated the OnlyFans models? Has anyone given the webcam girls a chance? Or they just hate on them all day long? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to teach them how to make money. I'm going to help them. And whatever I do next is going to have that same elevating others, rising up together vibe, and it always will.
Right, and mine is literally my name, Cynshine. This is the name you gave me for a reason, and that's my personal brand, is to bring sunshiny happiness and positivity to everything I do. Every single business this is what I've done.
Sure. Then you got to be careful with your fairness and stuff.
Well, no, this is why I'm working on it, because this is outside of my brand, and to be judgmental, and just so the audience knows, I've had some issues with judgment, and I'm a person, I'm a human, and I've changed a lot over the last 4 years, and so this is thank you, and this is why I'm working on it, because my brand is to be Cynshiny, happy, positive, and loving, and the judgmental and fairness thing.
Same with losing weight will help with that too.
Right.
And you're working on that too.
Yes.
It fits Cynshiny.
Right. So yeah. Okay. So I have another question then about this. So businesses are run by have a red. Let me try that again. Businesses are run by people, and the people have a reputation for whatever they do, right? So is it possible to monetize a brand, like a personal brand, like could I monetize being Cynshine?
Of course. Most celebrities do this. The Kardashians are famous for being nothing, for being themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
But the market values reputations. Mm-hmm. It's valuable if I can point to someone to say, Kim Kardashian is attractive and also a family woman or whatever. Mm-hmm. That alone, just being a famous like public figure who's attractive and also a family woman, is enough of a value, perceived value or service to the public for people to just reward you for that.
Right.
Because you might not get it, we might not get it, but some of the 8 billion people on the planet are hungry to see an inspiring, attractive woman who is also a family woman,
right,
in their feed, online and on TV. It's an aspirational thing. It's representation or whatever it is. I don't know exactly what they see in Kim Kardashian.
A sexy mom.
Or she knows.
Right.
Yeah. But whatever. But the point is they're willing to pay and support that, to keep that around. They like to be connected to that. They want to say, I supported that woman.
Right.
Lots of people hate her. Fine.
Sure.
But
that means you're going.
But she was still making money. She's still doing all right. There's enough of her tribe or her audience out there who see value in this and will pay for this.
Right.
A lot of tech bros will pay Elon Musk for whatever. They'll buy whatever he sells.
Yeah.
Product. If he says buy Dogecoin, they buy Dogecoin. Like it doesn't matter. Their money just goes where he wants it to go or whatever. Because to them, a badass, successful nerd or tech bro or meme lord or whatever they see him as, coder or something, is enough for them. Like they just want to see someone like that in the public eye. And if he's bold enough to step up and succeed and be that person and hold up that personal brand, then everyone else who resonates with those traits are like, yes, we have a champion and we want to support that champion. We want to pay that champion. Logan Paul did the same thing. I'm not sure exactly what his brand, but same deal. Like he just didn't pay for being Logan Paul.
Goofy, jokester.
Well, like line crossing frat bro or something.
Yeah, some
whatever. It doesn't matter. Like more power to him. Like no judgment from me, but I'm saying
no, yeah.
Whether we get these things or not, people who get the brand are happy to flow money to the brand or the reputation. And people who don't get it just sit around and gossip and, oh, they're trash and I don't get this and I don't see the value. But yeah, you can monetize anything as long as people see value in it and you see value in it.
Right. Okay, so I have one more question for you then. Why does making money feel so hard to so many people? Because I love a lot of people who do. It's heartbreaking.
Well, even you,
for them.
I wanted to see you make money tons of times.
No, I know, but like,
and it was heartbreaking for me too.
I know. Yeah. And this is how our relationship started, because I said I was unhappy and I needed help, and money was my main issue then, and and the people I love, that's their main issue right now, and I don't know really what to say, because if I give them the 8 steps, then there's I can't do that, I hate marketing, I don't want to talk to people, I get stuck
following the steps.
Yeah. So but why does it always feel so hard?
Things can feel hard for three reasons. One, they can feel hard because you don't understand or haven't practiced the steps enough. Two, it can feel hard because you don't actually want this thing, or like you want it but not enough. You don't want it enough. A lot of people want stuff. They say they want stuff, but they don't want it enough to change, or they don't want it enough to overcome their fears, or they don't want it enough to put their trauma behind them, or they don't want it enough to change their daily schedule, or they don't want it enough to reach out to strangers and risk rejection. Like, saying you want something is fine, but do you want it enough? Let's be honest. Like, want is that a binary thing? Want is a scale. Yeah. You might want that hot girl, but do you want her enough to go like talk to her in the bar, like to go say hi? You might want that dream job, but do you want it enough to like work 80-hour weeks or whatever and get it, impress the boss and get the promo? Like, you might want that successful business, but do you want it enough to start giving out free samples all day to strangers in the park?
Fair play.
So like, want is a spectrum. And so every time someone says, I want to make money, it's like a lie. Like, it's not a proper answer. It's not a proper statement to make. Everyone wants to win the lottery or have their soulmate or whatever. But let's talk about who wants it most. Let's talk about how bad you want it. Do you want it enough to change is the question. Because you don't get external change unless you get internal change. You absolutely have to change yourself first, your habits, your routine, your daily schedule, your attitude towards life, your attitude towards clients, your attitude towards rejection. Can you see the good in people? Can you see the good in your own product? Can you celebrate your product? Can you talk it up? Are you willing to promote it? Are you willing to try new things? Are you willing to be controversial and get attention in the market? Are you willing to piss some people off? Are you willing to cut off your family if you have to? Like, what? Because they might not support it. Like,
right.
How bad do you want stuff? So you can feel like making money is hard because of some problem with the steps. You don't understand or haven't practiced the steps or get stuck on a step. You can have a problem with how bad you want it, right? It feels hard. It feels hard because your want level is super low and you're not willing to change. We all know it and you know it. So just stop talking like you want it. Or it can feel hard because you want it bad enough and you're fine to do the steps, but you get stuck on a step because of like your mental or emotional state. Like why did you get stuck on giving free samples with every single business? It's gifts. It's giving gifts to people, and you have an unlimited supply, and someone's paying for them. And
I hate reaching out into DMs. This was my.
Sure, but there's lots of ways to do it. Right?
Sure.
So there's lots of ways to do it.
Of course.
Right? So what happens? Like I said, with the 10 chefs, there's lots of ways to get the thing cooked.
Yeah.
But you're like, but I don't like the microwave.
Right.
It's like,
but at the time, I thought that's the only way.
Right. Because it's a very narrow vision, and you're like, I have to do this step outreach. It must be ultrasounds, DMs. I'm like, but many times I said, you can go in the park and do it. And with an AMA or an Ask Me Anything, you can go write graffiti on the wall and spread your business that way. You can do anything.
Yes.
But it didn't click. Like you weren't like, oh, great, there's so many ways to do this. You were just.
So, yeah.
So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something about your mental or emotional state, some beliefs you have, some narrow vision you have. Like, oh, well, if I can't do this step this way, then I guess there's no way to do it. And
no, I've done it, and I do it that way.
Or find you different ways to do it. No, I still can't have it. It's like, well, this is weird. Like, I don't think you have a problem with wanting it, and I don't think you have a problem like not understanding the steps. I guess actually maybe there's only two ways. Maybe that does fall into not understanding the steps.
Yeah.
Maybe I misspoke.
Well,
so you can either not understand or practice the steps, or you can not want it bad enough to change. Those are the only reasons it would ever feel hard.
Okay. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay.
And so your beliefs might be what's causing the steps failure.
Yeah. So for me, for our the businesses that I've had, the issue really was, or the particular business, the shirt business, was I thought there was only one way. I was afraid to ask. I was I was afraid to like have a conversation about money, and so all of this was stuff that was ingrained in me as a child. Like
those mental and emotional issues
those are
make a simple process impossible.
Right, and a simple thing would have just my partner, my love, the person that I'm with, that I
happy to help,
adore, who has given me nothing but help since day one and loved me. I was afraid to ask, and it was silly, and it cost me my money in business and it put a dent in my relationship. Every time I didn't do those things, it's put a dent into my relationship. So, well, that was really helpful. Thank you for helping me and for talking about this with me and being so honest always. And Jay, do you have anything that you want to say to the audience and anyone listening or watching?
Yeah, making money is usually a journey of personal growth. It's not something you do just for the sole point of making money. It's something you do to see who you become along the way. Unless you're a natural born moneymaker, who probably wouldn't be listening to this podcast anyways, generally, you're going to come with financial baggage from parents, authority, society, peers, whatever, generational curses, whatever you believe in. And it's moving through that conditioning, breaking free of that conditioning and that baggage. That's what's going to set you free and help you become truly profitable. And so on this journey, there's various ways you can take this journey. You can take it with a clear roadmap that someone's outlined for you, as I kind of just did here. Or you can take this journey like an explorer wandering into the wilderness. Neither way is better or worse. Okay, because it's about finding who you are on the journey. Even with the perfect roadmap, you're going to notice that your plans aren't working. Like, you know what step 6 is, it's outreach, but you're doing it through DMs and it's not working for you. You feel crunchy and yucky inside, and you need to find a different way of outreach, a creative way of outreach that no one's told you about so far. So whether you have the full map or whether you're exploring the wilderness one step at a time, you're going to have to adapt and you're going to have to become a different person. You have to make changes to yourself and your life and your attitude and your beliefs and your approach to the world to become that truly profitable person that you want to be. And it's designed this way for a reason. Life is a journey of becoming. We're all here to grow and improve and better ourselves. We're all here to break free and let old ways go, let them die, and be born anew as a new, better version of ourselves. I know old versions of myself were complete trash. I'm better now, but maybe in 10 years, I'll be looking at this version and being like, yeah, not great. Either way, I'm happy for it. I'm happy to let the old go and embrace the new. And you have to be too, if you want to have a smooth, enjoyable, profitable journey to money making. And I'll do whatever I can to help you on your way. And the people who are doing it one step at a time really have to trust their steps. You can't just veer off the other direction, right? You have to go forward towards profit. And then maybe you're crossing a river and the rock appears, and then you're crossing a river and the rock appears. So you start just I don't know, I love baking and I'm going to commit to this baking. I don't know how it's going to make money. And then it's okay, I'm giving away free samples of my baking. People are loving it. I'm building up an audience. It's okay, good. That's step 2, but I still don't know how we're going to monetize it. I've given so much away free, but I have a lot of fans. And then you make a baking book or give away the recipe, or sell the recipe, or a PDF, or you start a website or something, or you get sponsors or whatever. But you have to keep committing to your journey. Whatever you're aiming to make profitable, you have to keep at it. And even Instagram started as a geolocation thing, geotagging thing, but they kept at it. They were well, we have our geotagging thing. People seem to like these pictures. I guess we switch direction a tiny bit, but they're committing towards, they're still marching forward on that journey. It's just about who they became along the way. And then they sold it to Facebook, and now look what Instagram's become, right? It's all a journey, right? So yeah, hopefully that perspective helps. I wish someone told me becoming profitable was a journey of self-discovery. It would have put a way different perspective on it for me, way different spin. And hopefully it helps you too.
Thank you so much. And this is why the podcast is called Eyes Wide Open, people.
Keep rising.